Welcome everyone for another match, and this match is the best quarterfinal match of the PCC 7. We have the first match between Dirty Lake and the boys and Flow State. Flow State, a team that showed a lot of promises during the Swiss round, and it's like, in my opinion, very close towards the tier 1 level, and that definitely showed in that game. It's a great match with a lot of back and forth, amazing team fights, double buff push, double buff defenses. It's absolutely insane. And if you have only one match to watch in the quarterfinal, I would recommend that one. So be sure to watch it. Second quarterfinal of the PCC 7. And here we have the most anticipated quarterfinal of this event. Dirty Lake and the boys facing against Flow State. On the side of Dirty Lake and the boys, we do have Lobber, North, Happy Picker, Toasty, and Laconator. On the Dawn side, facing against Flow State. On the Dusk side with Jay, Goosey, Bry, Simba, and Pick. In terms of composition, as we have seen, we do have Steel into the jungle. I'm not a big fan of Steel jungle. I feel like it's super duper slow. And jungle is kind of fast paced in the current meta. So let's see how Simba can actually manage to not fall too far behind with that Steel pick and how he can actually impact some lanes. I feel like also Steel here, any of his gank is not really great. Like you cannot really gank dual lane because Shrapnel Cannon and the pull for the phase. You can maybe kill the phase, but Faye's probably gonna get Galaxy Greave and then she can jump over your ultimate. Howitzer in the mid lane, Make It Rain, landmines, a lot of way to get out. Sevrog, Phantom Rush, Colossal Blow, very tanky. So I feel like this Steel is very great in jungle if you can guarantee some kills through your gank. And here I feel it's not the case. But maybe in teamfight it will start to pull off his weight. We get some good wombo combo with the Quang into the black hole, the Tether, knock up, black hole, shield slam. Maybe that's the idea on the side of Flow State to get very strong team fight when we go for the 5v5 team fight. But it's not gonna be simple here. So we get a little bit of trading between Happy Picker and Bry. Bry always here playing correctly. You wait for the Air 2000 missile if you're in range, and then you get the Cosmic Rift, and thanks to your passive then you can get a even trade or winning the trade overall. And we get some poke through the Void Bridge. Early levels is slightly at the favor of the Quang, but as soon as you start to get a little bit more online on the side of Lobber, you can get a lot of stack, and then you can start fighting back. And of course, Lobber is probably the best Sevrog in the world, so we got a lot of damage onto Laconator, probably a very good stun early. And punishing quite well, but we're gonna get the sustain from Toasty on that phase through the Essence Catalyst passive, and here we're looking for a gank into the mid lane that almost secure a kill here. It was very well executed if I remember correctly. So here we get some damage, we get some poke. We do have North that come from behind. Happy Picker not yet level 3. Gonna get the level 3. And we get the landmine, which forced the TP, and North waiting the TP, completely anticipating the TP, and we get the flash, and also kind of forcing that Gideon away. Ooh, Gideon staying to get his cannon, which is secured, but that could have been a flash rocket for Happy Picker, and that could have maybe been a kill here, so that was very greedy, and I think Happy Picker wasn't ready to punish him, but could have been first blood here. On top of that, you have North around, so even if the enemy jungler come to try to punish you afterwards, I think you're still safe. You're still gonna get your landmine off cooldown 5-6 seconds after you make the flash play, so I think you should be fine. Here we're looking at some aggression onto Lobber. We get the flash out of Lobber, so Simba's rotation, first Simba's rotation is successful, but a Sevrog is not really that big of a deal. But what is very nice though is through that gank we actually deny Lobber the ability to get to 850 gold, and because we cannot get to 850 gold, that means that we cannot finish the Brimstone, and that means that now we're gonna be not in a perfect situation to be able to fight. So here we try to go for the aggression, we get the pull, but Jay is getting like aggressive and they're gonna secure the kill with the flash from Jay and Leconator being the first blood of that game. So despite like playing with the phase, we do get like and that's one of the strengths of like the Kira, is the ability to be like overly aggressive and just like run down your target. And that's like kind of the thing you want to be able to play into a phase. Hello Dom, how you doing? Doing great myself. So Happy Picker is gonna go for the reset here. Here we're trying to push as fast as we can. It was great, Dom. Here we're reviewing all the games. PCC was great. And it keeps getting better and better, so I'm glad I can be a part of it. Happy still hasn't gone back to base. Okay. Not so sure why, but... So we're like looking for farming here, close to level 5 on the side of north. We do have the steel rotating towards dual lane maybe. Trying to go for a little bit of an invade. We have Grusi coming from behind. Trying to go probably like onto the phase, but Toasty with the hot fit, dodging the seismic assault, and that means that there is like no aggression potential here. North coming back to the blue side of the jungle. Gonna try like to cancel Simba's back, just to make him lose a little bit of tempo. Not so sure why North like used this flower bomb and didn't take it. I think he wanted to take it and he just like missed it. Probably was looking at this minimap at the same time. Here we get like a little bit of aggression. Peak and Lobber both getting like very low. Probably Peak has enough mana for a Light of the Heaven, but that's probably gonna be like all he has for himself. They're both getting low. Here you can see Lobber just waiting for the shield to go away to maybe look for an engagement afterwards, but here, no, it's just gonna be like it, and that's gonna be like a reset on both sides. Not trying like for any crazy play on either side. To be fair, on the side of Peak, then he can get collapse on, so that's very like scary. And on the side of a Lobber, well, I don't think he feels the need to actually have to make play at that moment in the match, so he doesn't need to risk it. So we do have North invading, coming from behind, maybe looking for some aggression here. Gonna try to be aggressive. We get the dash, a nice seismic assault, and here we're gonna North take like a lot of damage. Jade turning like the aggression around. Toasty cannot pull here in that situation. Leconator is taking a lot of damage. Toasty finally like using the telekinetic link, and here Grusi and Jay like full forward facing, trying to be like aggressive. Gonna get like the stun and find another kill onto Leconator. So here Flow State in a 3v2, in a 2v3 scenario, securing the kill for themselves. And this is where you really have to respect the Kira's damage early on. I feel like here North felt that, okay, we can get the stun, but actually Kira is a very elusive carry in the early game. Shadow Glide covers so much distance and is very fast, so you can react anything. And when you start to get into this extended trade, when you get like enough stack on the Kira, like this Vengeance passive is actually dealing a lot of damage. And so here, if Dirty Lake and the boys like kind of find like a clean, immediate like stun from the barricade, but probably we need to expand the flash on North if we want that to happen. Otherwise, like here, we can see they managed to turn this thing around. And that's one thing that needs to be found also, is like how strong you are, and if you can turn those situations of numerical inferiority around, it's very important to go for. So here we do have Happy Picker getting ganked. Forced to use the Meki Train, get the stun, gonna get like fully chained, and that's not gonna be a kill. Happy Picker surviving with 1 HP. It was very close. We're gonna try like to follow that up here. Simba is looking to get like the flower. North was waiting for him at the reception, that's why he didn't go over. Trying to dodge the subjugate. North is just like staying to cut any option out of Simba. Simba is gonna dash away, but of course we're gonna get like the Lobber's chasing, Happy Picker is coming back, and that should be like a kill for the side of Happy Picker. And so in the end, Happy Picker surviving the flash, probably on the side of Simba. We should have gone for Bull Rush into Shield Slam, and then maybe like it's harder to get the blink off, to pull off the blink for Happy Picker. Though I love the aggression on the side of Flow State, but unfortunately, not successful. So in terms of farm, very even on farm. It's completely even on kills. So far, neither team is like actually like managing to get an advantage in that match. We do have Pig dealing a lot of damage into Lobber. Lobber getting like slightly scared, forced to use the Colossal Blow away to guarantee that he cannot get engaged on, but completely whiffing. And so that means that this resource will not be available for quite a while, which means that we probably don't see like any attempt of killing that Quang for the time being. Here we're looking at crashing that wave to be able to secure the gold buff. Gonna secure some stacks. We do have the side of Flow State forcing that mini prime, and that's gonna be secured. And on the side of like Dirty Like and the boys, we're not in a position to fully like force this Fang Tooth as an answer immediately. So we kind of have like to play it a little bit slow. North is dewarding. We're trying like to get like some information. We're first getting priority on the mid lane. And we also have like Lobber that is rotating towards the mid lane to be certain that they can secure that Fang Tooth. Because it can be a little bit scary, since what the side of Flow State could have been doing is like to fully rotate after the mini prime towards the Fang Tooth. With a mini prime onto the... I wonder on whom? Probably on the Quang. Yeah, it was on the Quang. So they didn't have the mini prime, but that could have been like a full rotation, and they didn't want to risk it on the side of Dirty Like and the boys. So we see that Lobbers go for the rotation, accepting to sacrificing the teal buff and offering him to the Quang, but to guarantee that this Fang Tooth, that at least we trade the objective between the two teams. So now it's a matter of like, can we stop that Quang with this first mini prime? And of course, as usual, if the mini prime doesn't secure you any additional lead, then getting the Fang Tooth, because it's permanent buff that can also offer like better access to like the triple Fang Tooth later on in the match, is actually like very valuable. But mini prime can allow you to snowball out of control if you actually like use it correctly. So we try to go for the aggression. Hyperflux is being used. We're gonna catch like Goosey. Goosey forced to flash away immediately. And that's gonna be like the end of that situation. Jake going like very aggressive onto like an Aether. Gonna try like to catch him, force the pull away. And once again, Jay and Goosey in the 2v3 scenario actually like securing like a W for themselves, which means that free the rest of the team to secure a kill onto the mid laner. And so Happy Picker get picked up. But that's mainly like because once again, North going to that dual lane and like the Bellica Kira is too much to handle. To be fair, like we don't have any damage because we're going Galaxy Griff on the side of the face. So this phase is kind of irrelevant. And the Drongo, like Drongo damage like doesn't really like spike that hard until you get to the Vanquisher. So I feel like we shouldn't like force that many gank onto that dual line, because it's definitely not a power spike on the side of the side of Team Dirty Like and the boys, and that's 2 times that we try to go for it that it kind of backfire for them. So they have to be careful and not keep doing those mistakes. Even though we should be like close to getting the Vanquisher finish here, like on the next back of Leconator. Also here we see that we force a fight when Leconator was sitting on 2000 gold. Which is like not a fight you want to force if your carry has so much gold in his pocket. So a little bit like of, I guess, like North forcing a little bit too much those gank onto the dual lane on timing that are not ideal. Still, this mini prime seems to add like no impact on the map so far. No tower has fallen. Or maybe the tier 1 tower in dual lane actually has fallen. So they do secure the first tower of the game on the side of Flow State. So Flow State, a kill up, a tower up. So far doing pretty well for themselves. They do have to be careful though, because like most of their scaling is that Kira, and that's basically like only scaling they really have. Here we have North trying to be aggressive onto Grusi, and here we can see like the strength of the Bellica getting like the seismic assault immediately onto North, and here like North getting picked up, and it's the third time I feel like we see North just like being like a little bit too eager for the gank and just get punished. Like Bellica is very strong at receptioning this type of like jumping in character. She's very strong at stopping a camera. She's very strong at stopping a Zarus. And here North is really like completely disrespecting that in every single of his gank. And that ended up like costing quite a lot every time because they're not winning those ganks. Here Lobber going like for the fight and the flash in with Siphon plus the Fire Blossom, and Lobber securing the solo bolo. I feel like Dirty Like and the boys were starting to kind of need that because they weren't really like successful in any of their fight, and in my opinion it's just like North trying too hard to make stuff happen when I feel like it's not the timing to strike. Like we kind of have like to kind of bait a little bit the seismic assault, like we have to play around a little bit more cooldowns. We need to wait like the power spike of the other people to be able to dish enough damage onto the Coliseum so we can kill some people. Here we do have Simba going aggressive. We're gonna get Happy Picker. Force the landmine away to be able to secure here. We're looking at maybe like following that up, but Lobber is around, and here Lobber, a nice subjugate, gonna go for like the damage, kind of baiting a little bit the colossal blow. Simba is taking a lot of damage. Pick is finally there, but the fact that Lobber was there before, actually here already, Grusi out of the picture. Simba already took like a lot of damage. So we do have to be careful. They still have like pretty good like wombo combo, but Lobber kind of zoning them pretty hard. It's gonna be tough to go for that fight. They're looking for the entry. Pick going onto Happy Picker. Happy Picker taking a lot of damage. A nice black hole onto everyone. North getting to 1 HP. Jay's trying to get the kill, but unfortunately Jay gets completely forgotten into the backline, and that's gonna be like Jay dying. Now we do have the rest of the team. Happy Picker 1 HP. Pick is trying to get that kill, but the flash away. No, Pick is alone inside the pit. We do get like some damage trying to come from the Gideon. We're gonna get like the Shield Slam onto like an Aether. Bright coming back. Lobber DC'd in the middle of that fight, which means that North is 1 HP. Simba is getting quite low. Toasty is gonna get picked in the end as well, trying to survive with the Galaxy Grief, but in the end it's gonna be, I'm not sure actually, a 3-4-2, something like that. That was like a very long team fight that was going like all the way around, but yeah, this Sevarog DCing is actually like a huge bummer, and allow Flow State to kind of get, in a sense, salvage that team fight that weren't going well for them. They had to be careful to not leave Jay alone like that. Like they have, Bellica was dead, so still like needs to be on peeling duty in that situation. Let the Kwang be aggressive, but you shouldn't like leave your Kira completely alone. So now we're looking towards the mini prime. In a sense, Sevarog is still DC'd. We see the Drongo is on the opposite lane. So that means that we have numbers advantage. We have 5 people. And so here on the side of Dirty Like and the boys, we're going to accept that this mini prime is gone. As we can see, like no rotation is being attempted to get there. We might try to get this tier 1 tower for like an Aether and also get the local gold, because it's going to take like a little while for the team to actually like rotate there. And thank you, Zane, for the resub. Thanks a lot for the support. Much appreciated. Welcome back. Thanks for the long-standing support of the 8 months. So here the tower is getting very, very, very low. But at the same time, here you can see they cannot like fully stay for it. So they're just going to disengage because the enemy team was starting to looking to collapse. So this is where, like, of course, like tower is low, you want to get the tower, but that kind of make it like very obvious for the enemy team. So you kind of have to wait for your right timing to be able to get it in a sense. So we have the 2 items being complete, Mega Cons plus Standard Scepter. And the thing is, like, this tower is low HP and it will always like be low HP, so you don't have like to be impatient with it. And that's exactly what Dirty Like and the boys is doing this time. They're kind of going it slow, and here this time they see that there is like a lot of action being done onto Lobber. I don't know if you really want to force that many action onto a Sevarog, because now it's 3 people on the right side of the map, and that means that's gonna be like a free tier 1 tower on the other side. Could be also like tier 1 tower damage in the mid lane. And here we're gonna secure like that local goal for Lycanator. So here we basically decided to trade on the map, getting the tier 1 tower on the off lane for the side of Flowstate, for the tier 1 tower onto the dual lane for the side of D-Lab. Happy Picker has to be a little bit careful. We see that Pick is overing. We have like pretty good ward control around that Fangus. We don't want to let the side of Flowstate to get like a little bit of control around that area. And here I guess we're gonna wait for like the next Fangus to respawn to see some action. I don't think any team is going to attempt the R Prime unless like there is like a huge out of position from one team, but I don't expect that from happening either from Dirty Like and the boys or Flowstate. Here we have like the kind of the idea is like to try to get like the priority, I think, in the off lane, to be able like to rotate first and get like better control around that Fangus area. You can see like the Quank slightly stronger than the Sevarog at that moment in the match. Gonna move on to the other side of the map. Wave are pretty even. We see that Happy Picker is gonna like push back the dual lane, and here we have the Fangus that is going to respawn pretty soon. And we have like a little bit of like pressure control on the side of Flowstate. And we're gonna get like everyone rotating for that. We see that Lobber is coming. We also have Pick coming. It's gonna be like a full-on 5v5. Happy Picker keeping information and tab on the enemy team. And here we're looking at probably like finding some entry, some pickup. It's gonna be the moment that is actually like very important to find. Lobber is trying to go onto Bry, missing the Colossal Blow. So now it's gonna get like a little bit of damage back. We do get like some good subjugate onto Pick, poking Pick like out of that fight. Bry is trying like to poke, we got in, Pick is getting catch, the Quank is a little bit low, it's gonna be like probably secured here, that's gonna be like the first kill, and then we're gonna try to go for the counter engage. We get like a very nice black hole for Bry, but everyone is out of the black hole. We're gonna get the shield slam onto Toasty, Toasty getting stunned, still taking a lot of damage. Lobber going back in, not being very healthy, taking good damage. He's 1 HP, he's gonna end up falling from Jay. Simba is getting chased by Happy Picker on the other side, and that's gonna be like maybe like the last pick, but that's gonna be the end of that engagement. Simba, Bry, very low on HP, while we still have 4 people pretty healthy. So true, it's only a 1-for-1 trade, but in the end it's a 1-for-1 trade that is enough to force 2 other people back. So it's almost like a 1-for-3 trade, and so that means that we can now secure the Fangus. And here a little nice tech by Toasty. You can use the Galaxy Grave to get out, and then when you're up you just pull your carry with you, and so you can like get 2 people out of the pit. Thank you Necro Ninja for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're enjoying your stay. And see, this is where like it is important to always realize what is your goal. your goal here was to secure the fangus. That's what both teams were looking for. And even if you have like 2 people that are low on HP, like risking to chase when you already like guarantee the fangus because they cannot never step up again because they don't have any sustain on the side of flow state is actually like something that you need to respect in a sense. And so it was good enough. Like people at 1 HP, yeah, you don't get the kill. That's a bummer, but it's good enough here for what you were trying to accomplish, which is getting the fangus. And that's exactly what Dirty Like and the boys have done here. They don't get like many kills. They actually trade 1 for 1, but they get what was the prize for this whole situation. And that was like getting this fangus. So now the only objective up on the map is that R prime, and also like probably this tier 1 tower on the off lane for Dirty Like and the boys, and the tier 1 tower in mid lane for like both teams. This tier 1 tower in the mid lane is like very, very low on HP. So I guess Dirty Like and the boys are looking to kind of get it so they can actually like open up the map and make them like have easier entry into the enemy jungle, be able to pressure a little bit better. And here we try to catch Pick. Pick forced to flash away. We're gonna get like the cage. We get no flash. We try to go for the shield slam. Pick try to get as much damage as he can, but subjugate. Pick getting picked up. It's a bit of a bummer. Simba is trying like to make something happen, but the rest of the team is nowhere close to be found. And here we can see that Pick should probably respect a little bit more the potential of displacement and lock on that a Sevrog offer. And that's going to be like a free pickup on the side of Dirty Like and the boys, just expanding a few ultimate resources, but nothing too drastic. They do have to defend the tower on the left side though, because like this dual lane was pushing a lot, which means that we cannot really make an attempt on that up prime, because even with that pick, we're only 4 against 4 remaining on the rest. Though that can maybe offer later on a 5 against 4. Because now we have like Happy Picker pushing that wave, which means that probably this wave will need to get responded. And so now you can like collapse on the other side of the map if you want to try to get something. But we decide to not like over-aggress here in that situation. We're just going to wait for our opportunity, take advantage to go for some reset and spend some gold. As we can see here, we finish an item on Lobber. And we're going like to try to farm as much as we can. Kostika already finished. We might be looking on an item for North as well. But still like quite far off it. Here we're just like using the sentry to kind of clear the wards. Trying to remove vision on the side of flow state. Simba is gonna probably try to do the same. They're gonna try like to maybe be aggressive onto Lobber. Lobber taking quite a lot of damage, like that's the strength of the Kira. I think Lobber here, it's time for Lobber to make like the opposing mistake. We try to peel for Jade, that's a good of damage, but now we're gonna get like the dash in, and unfortunately for them, they do lose Jay. I think if the peel was slightly better, they can like survive a little bit longer. We do have though like 2 kills being secured. We're trying to keep fighting. Toasty and Laconator trying to get something up, but it's a little bit too much. Toasty forced to flash away, trying to survive here. But in the end, this whole engagement is to the advantage of flow state. Probably like not enough to be able to secure the R prime, because we're still having like lost the Kira, so our damage on objective is very weak. Bellica support plus steel jungle plus Quang offlane, it's not good on objective damage. So they can't really like force it, but still, it's a W in terms of team fight for the side of flow state.
Be right back.
And thank you, Bad Burrito, for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Primal Fangus is going to respawn as well. And so here we will start to enter like the double big objective situation, where a team can start to decide to trade them, try to fight for them. Fighting for them can be like very risky, because if you lose the fight, suddenly you lose also like double objective and you can lose the game on the spot. So that's like the moment that the tension is at its maximum. And here we can see we have Lobber checking like the mini prime, the R prime, and we get like a ward kind of deep, trying to dodge. The idea is not really like to get good vision, it's just to have info if they're on it, so we can actually like maybe play the trading game. And here we have Jay a little bit forward, forced to dash away, Goosey as well. Took a lot of damage. Now we have Simba and they actually like find Peak, so I kind of missed the action here, so we're gonna like watch it again. But I feel like Flow State a little bit overstepping their welcome. So they try to go onto Toasty, Peak finding Toasty here. And so we get the follow-up, but Simba doesn't follow that up at all. You can see like how Simba is undecisive here. He doesn't know if he should go, if he shouldn't go. And so in the end, it's Peak that gets up, like ended up getting captured because they got to go for the aggression while the whole team wasn't there. We need a nice colossal blow, putting Simba out of position, gonna make that fight a little bit tough. Leconator taking a lot of damage, but use the shrapnel cannon to dodge the shield slam. They're gonna try to chase that. Bry is gonna get like maybe capture here. We're gonna follow up. Maybe we do get like a subjugate, but Lobber forced to flash away. Once again, that's Seismic Assault for the Bellica, countering North, going for the flashing, getting a nice Coliseum with the 3 people, but getting counter engaged by Bry. Happy Picker 1 HP. They're gonna find like the team fight back here, getting the kill finally on Happy Picker. Leconator forced to run away. Lobber also getting kind of low. They're gonna get the kill. They're gonna chase that. Toasty is now like by himself. He's trying to floor above, but it's not enough. And in the end, like here, it seems that Flow State managed to turn that team fight around, and they're gonna go for the fast recall, and then they're gonna like run towards an objective. And so here Flow State playing that team fight very well, despite the fact that initially it hasn't gone their way. Simba should have been with his team, hesitated way too long to actually come, but then they played the back, like they played that very perfectly. And once again, like North a little bit over eager into the engagement, like playing a little bit too fast. And that's like the first time we see North trying like to be aggressive, but it ended up like costing them quite a lot as a result, because just too much damage. Here North is trying like to actually go for it, but the zoning is perfect on the side of Flow State, and they're gonna secure like this R Prime, also like force the Colossal Blow away. And so now they have the R Prime on 5 people. They have like good momentum for themselves. But here we get like a nice landmine into a triple subjugate, and they're gonna go for the follow-up. We try to go in. Simba is trying to peel as much as we can, but we already have lost Jay. We're gonna lose like someone else. Simba is like still getting like 1 trade, but that's gonna be like a 3-4-1 trade. And what an amazing play by Happy Picker, followed by the subjugate from like Severog. And here like kind of a throw in a sense by the side of Flow State. They didn't respect the potential of engage, but what a nice engage here. Perfect landmine into 3 people. Lobber sees it. We go for the subjugate. We get a lot of damage from the Meki train. North cage. J1 HP getting picked up by the Earth 2000 missile. Now we have the Bellica that is stuck. Bellica is gonna end up dying. North 1 HP. Gonna get picked up by Simba, but in the end it's gonna be like full on clean for 3 people, while we get like still 4 up. And that was like a timing that was like supposed to be R Prime converted into Primal Fangus for the side of Flow State, and that should have been like a double buff timing at 30 minutes in. That should have secured like all the towers. And here they kind of overstepped their bomb, their welcome on that mid lane tower, to be fair, like the combo. And the problem is here Flow State a little bit too close to each other. And I guess like the friendship bond was a little bit too strong, and that ended up being Primal Fangus on 4 people on the side of Dirty Like and the boys, but also that means that it's also triple Fangus for them. And so this game that was like in the grasp of Flow State is now completely turned back around, because now it's the power play on the side of Dirty Like and the boys to be accomplished. Good morning, Medkit. How you doing? So, no R Prime to be secured, so pushing will be a little bit rough because we don't have that R Prime buff for minions to be able to siege. but at the same time, the side of Flow State cannot really like fight into a Primal Fangus and Triple Fang. So they have to wait for their right moment. We're gonna secure this tier 1 tower. We can see that Pick is going like for the split push. He's still like with the R prime. So they still have 2 members with the R prime and they're gonna try like to trade like some towers with that. Taking advantage of that situation. But actually no, we're not even taking that tier 2 tower. I feel like here it's completely fair to go for like I don't like that back at all by Peak. I feel like it's completely fair. Like you see 4 people in mid lane, you see Lobber on the off lane. So you know that you're a safe split pushing. I know that we want to defend, but at the same time, like you have Steel Wall, you have good okay clear from the Gideon and Belika that is helping also for the clear. You have drone seismic assault, like you have a lot of defensive tool if they try to full on engage you. And they don't have like R prime buff. I feel like here as Pick, you should take tier 2 tower and force people to come back to defend to relieve pressure. Coming back here to defend, like I think that's a big missed opportunity on the side of Flow State. Because they could have like probably like you trade structures, but you force people to come back to defend. Here, like they can just like keep sieging the tier 2 forever. As soon as you force one person back, then that means that they cannot take any tier 2 anymore. And so here, in my opinion, Pick taking the wrong decision. Now we're gonna try to go for the engage. North trying to make something happen. It's gonna take a lot of damage in return. And that's gonna be Simba like ended up falling immediately. North 1 HP surviving. We try to go in with Pick, trying to target Laconator, but that means that we leave Jay alone in the backline. And that's gonna be like a triple kill here. And that's gonna be like a 0 for 3. And now we open up maybe some pushing potential. We still have the Gideon and Belika, so it's gonna be like rough. That's why like Lobber is going in very aggressively onto Bright to try to not let him like use his ability on the minion wave. And now we secure an inhibitor. And maybe it's a little bit like of a mental boom, I don't know. After like that moment in the mid lane, I feel like this whole defense by the side of Flow State was very, very poor. They didn't take the right decision. Like I said, I would have loved Pick to, like, you see how low the inhibitor is. If you force, once again, like, people coming, it was either they don't come back and you have a free inhibitor, either they come back and they cannot take, like, any towers, and the whole push is stopped. And so here, Pick came back to defend in a situation that he doesn't need to come back to defend, and because he came back, in a sense, it ended up costing the inhibitor, because then we felt strong to be able to fight, which we should have just played slow and let Pick speed push. And so this is where, like I said, Flow State is entering this tier 1 team level, but it's not there yet because they still lack experience on how to actually like do the right macro call all the time in those later moments in the match. And that was like a big blunder by them here. And 2 big blunder in a row, at that level, that can mean like the game is lost. So here we have to wait a little bit for the objective to respawn. We're waiting for the R Prime, we're waiting for the Primal Fangus. We do have the advantage of having like the mid wave always like pushing, but the mid wave is the least important one when it comes to like the pushing power, because it's very easy to keep covering and it's still like in range of both objective. Here we do have Cyrus that decided to remove the explosive flower, so this mobility tool is removed for the next fight around the R Prime.
Allied tower under attack.
We do have Both team like looking for a moment to engage, trying to find a window. I guess the Primal Fangus has respawned. And so we have like both objectives being up. We just want to be sure to get like good vision control on both sides. Here we can see like Pick trying to go on to North. North getting like maybe like catch up a little bit. Has to regroup with his team. He's getting like engaged on a lot of damage, and that might be like the pick onto North. Very well played on the side of Flow State that actually like get Dirty Lake and the boys at their own game, being present first. We get a lot of damage onto Pick. We're trying like to find the entry. Happy Picker is the next target. Bry is going to go in. A good shield slam combo with the Black Hole thanks to the flash. Lakeonator is forced to go away. Toasty is getting picked up but has to flash plus the pool, and that's gonna be like a clean double pickup. And Flow State, this is where like for me they're really like getting into that tier 1 level. Here they're gonna get chased. Loper is trying to make something to stop their back, trying to delay as much as they can to make it like as complicated as possible to not have Pick, and they maybe can make a play on the 3v4. But that was like expertly done here on the side of Flow State. They just like look North trying to get some vision. They kind of completely bamboozle North by coming around the pillar, and suddenly they have a good team fight for themselves. They don't have North, so that means that here they can't really like contest that because it's like the hunt plus the burst is a little bit too much. And so now we're gonna get Primal Fangus on 5 people while also having Pick completely full health, and now they can go onto the R Prime, and that's gonna be the double buff. And here is just like good map movement by Flow State, securing like that Pick onto North while North is trying to get vision. And so then we get like to what we go into like the mind games of this type of match, where actually it's important to get the vision, but you can also like use the moment the enemy team is trying to get the vision to actually punish them. So now we're at 38 minutes. Flow State have their game in their grasp once again. Double buff at that moment is very, very strong. Luckily for the side of Dirty Lake and the boys, no triple Fangus yet for the side of Flow State, but it's gonna be a tough hold because it's a double buff in the late stage of the game. Primal poke for a lot, while you yourself, you just like regen like crazy from O Prime. Minions are tough to kill. Every time you have to kind of overspend to kill the minion, that means the enemy team can poke you, and then you're kind of like in a hellish loop that just like start to grind to your HP, to your tower's HP, to your inhibitor's HP, and it's like very, very, very tough to contain. But here we can see we have a 1-3-1 split here on the side of Flow State. And one thing you need to be very careful when you go for a 1-3-1 split is that you need to not pressure where the enemy team is. If you pressure where the enemy team is, that means that you offer an opportunity for the enemy team to be able to dive with a numerical advantage on the weaker point on your scenario. What you want is that you keep pressuring and kind of keep forcing the enemy team to move around and kind of never have like numerical advantage that is in a situation that can engage. And so here we're trying like to get like the tier 2 tower here. We're stepping a little bit forward. We do get also like the tier 2 tower on the right side. So far so good, but we have to be careful in the mid lane. We have 4 people here, and we're gonna try to go on to J. We do get the root, which means that it's gonna be the flash in. They're gonna try to engage. Simba took a lot of damage immediately. Simba get deleted, and here that's gonna be also Goosey, the next target. Is gonna get like absolutely like obliterated. And then we finally have the side lane that kind of go for the rotation. We have like very low HP target, but Pick is trying to get there. Unfortunately, like Lakeonator, too slippery thanks to Toasty, and they're gonna like actually like survive. But no, we get like enough damage to kill Toasty thanks to the Primal Fangus. But still, we have lost 2 people. So that means that we can probably secure 2 inhibitors, but we're not gonna be like strong enough to secure like maybe the third. Oh, actually like the third surviving, maybe? No. Oh, inhibitors fall down. So we're gonna get triple inhibitors. Still very, very strong, but that should have been game for the side of Flow State. And they kind of thought they were out of position, but against a phase, the out of range position is out of the range of the energy lens. You need to respect that, and they did not. They still got like a very good option onto that match, but that was a moment that they should have won, that in the end, Dirty Lake and the boys managed to stand their ground, surviving to live another day, and I hope for Frosted it's not gonna end up like biting them, because that's 2 times they have the game in their grasp, and that's 2 times they drop the ball. So here we're just like looking, simply waiting, trying to get a pick here onto pick, and yeah.
Heroic.
Now that we lose our offlaner, pick once again making a big mistake. You don't have your offlaner for 80 seconds. And like, it's once again like those like split push situation, it feels like we lack experience on the side of Flow State on how to execute them properly. While Dirty Lake and the boys know that on this defensive moment they have to be aggressive and try like to punish the people that are overstepping, and Flow State are overstepping every time, getting punished quite hard. And now that we lose like pick, all this like triple inhibitor situation they created for themselves is kind of lost. And so now we're like back to square one on the side of Flow State, and that's gonna be rough. Hello Province, hope you're doing great. So we will have to wait like for objective to respawn, but we're still like 35 seconds away, because at that moment in the match, like this timer are super long. And because like pick is still dead, like you can see like how impactful it is to not respect like on the split push. Here we're gonna like start the thing, but the idea is probably like to just like, we're gonna secure the primal Fangus, and now we have primal Fangus on 5 people. And now, despite like all that situation, like pick is just respawning now. This is why it's like very important to really respect and not get picked up into the later stage of the match, because now all prime is going to respawn. And you have to fight against a team that have Primal Fangus on 5 people on the R prime timing, which is exactly not what you want. Because with the triple inhibitor down, normally what should have happened in that situation is all the lane keep getting pushed aggressively against Dirty Lake and the boys, which means that they have like absolutely no map control, and Flow State will be like in a perfect situation to secure the next objective, because they have whole vision control, whole map control, thanks to that triple inhibitor down. But simply because pick get picked up, all of that is gone. All that advantage that you get from like the double buff play previously is gone. That's like how important a single pick is when you reach the 40 minutes marks in Predecessor. And now, playing against R Prime, against 5 people with Primal Fangus, is a tough ordeal. And it's probably gonna be like very scuffed for the side of Low State. Pick looking to get like some information on the health, get a little bit of poke in onto Lyconator and Toasty. They were maybe expecting like a full-on engage, but it's not the case. And so now we're gonna secure double buff. We go in for the wombo combo here onto the side. And we got like the black hole already. Happy Picker is down. North is at 1 HP, forced to flash away. Lobber securing the pick on the enemy mid laner. Bry is dead. Lobber staying inside the pit, trying like to survive as long as he can. We get like some good damage. Lobber 1 HP is gonna end up falling. And we still have Lyconator and Toasty. Pick dashing, flashing forward. Lyconator, a lot of damage. North coming back, has still the Coliseum. That's gonna be probably like pick at 1 HP. We try to get some more damage, but Jay is already like down. Simba is trying like to keep fighting, but into Primal Fangus, that means he's gonna die, and only Grusi is alive, and that's gonna be it. Everyone is dead on the side of Flow State, and so that means that now simply we have to push one lane, and that we're gonna be like GG on the side of Dirty Lake and the boys. And yes, it was a very great game. Unfortunate for Flow State. I feel like this game should have gone to Flow State, but this is where like I feel like they're at the verge of being a tier 1 team because they not get into those great situations. They can dominate tier 1 teams through like the early fundamentals, good gameplay, and the thing is not they could get better at how you close out game, how when you get the lead, you don't like fumble it. And here, one of the things we have seen is pick getting picked up a lot. The 1-3-1 like split push, like overall, I feel like it's on the split push or not respecting the counter engage that sometimes Dirtulike and the boys have. But they still have one more match to maybe redeem themselves. And that was like a great game.